Hello and welcome, this is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Unity of Command, and things are going pretty well. We're on turn 3, maybe going a little slower than I would like, but I think we've made headway, and we've done a good job of cutting some of these guys off from supply. I just feel like we've been really bogged down, but the enemy is running out of men. They have a fair number here, but once these guys run out, they don't really have a whole lot stopping me from getting to some of my objectives. We've done a fairly good job in the south, in my opinion, for what it seemed like how slow going this would be. So let's see how the enemy reacts to us, as I believe I've done everything I'd like to do. Yeah, let's go ahead and end the turn. So I am curious to see some of the moves the enemy's going to make. Looks like they're doing a little bit of retreating. Okay, and another cross of the river. We'll be able to deal with that really easily. Okay. This guy's entirely cut off from supply now. I don't know if I necessarily care too much. Unfortunately, we did allow our tank to fall out of supply. I didn't see that, but it's okay. I don't think one turn's going to be a big difference, and we have a real opportunity now to really hurt the enemy here. Oh, that didn't do nearly as much damage as I thought it was going to do. I am going to cross the river. I don't know if I get supply lines if I did the one move, but because I don't really have a better move for this guy. We are going to try and prevent him from getting much done here. At least that's the idea. See how we can pull that off in a bit. Okay, I'm going to have you move into the city and then smash this guy. What happens when you're entirely cut off from supply? It takes a few turns for it to happen, but then you can't really fight back and you just get murdered, so that's pretty much that guy's situation. Alright, what do we got here? No chance of overrunning, so I'm not going to waste my attack on a guy that we could probably do fairly good casualty as is. So, boom. Now very weak, so we should be able to finish you off with standard infantry. Alright, now we're going to let our tanks do pretty much what they want to do. What they want to do is come over here and do some heavy damage and start moving towards our objective. So, let's do that. We'll hit this guy just because he's in my face. Okay, unfortunately my tank... I mean, we could come over here and hit this guy. There is an objective there. We have to get by turn 6. But we would be out of supply if I push for it now, because we don't have the rail line captured. It might be something we strive for in these next couple turns, but until we get all this bit captured, we don't really have what we need. Kind of hard to see the rail line. I actually don't know if we could capture this so that we transfer the our supplies over. Because this line here connects over here, which we can't capture because it's off the map. So in that vein, I think our supply situation is going to pretty much get as good as it can be. Yeah, as far as I can tell, there's no way to connect this rail line for us. So I'll have to think about that move. Go ahead and finish this guy off with our standard infantry. Got an overrun. We should be able to use that. This guy's going to have more casualties. Yeah. Okay. Not a bad one for us. We may be able to ignore this guy. He's going to be kind of a tough fight for us. So why don't we leapfrog over him? We'll go ahead and hit this guy. That should weaken him. Go. Fortunately, he's kind of in my way now. Go ahead and airstrike this guy. He's going to be pretty dug in. But we have to start making some ground on him. I don't think I have much choice but to hit this guy here. Okay, that actually worked out. We loosened him up there a bit. This is the only unit that can attack. I'm going to move here. And I just wanted to see what my odds are going to be. So it looks like we have the rail line captured. All we have to do now is capture it. And make sure the enemy can't do anything. I'm going to go ahead and come over here and sever this rail line. This guy falls out of supply. This guy may be able to cause me some problems. I'm going to move there. I'm going to move the tank here. I can get this tank into a spot that helps me protect the rail line. So we keep ourselves in supply. We needed to get him in supply anyway. So that works out. And we want to advance our infantry in a way that help us kind of push this line. Okay. So we've got good support here. Problem is getting this objective. Not sure how we're going to pull that off and be in supply. I'm going to go ahead and murder this guy while I have that opportunity. Okay, so this is going to be the big trick of this scenario. Staying in supply. I'll move on to that unit later. Speaking of which, we are out of supply in these two spots here. Okay, so supply maintains all right in the south. And one turn isn't so bad. Wow. Odds. Maybe being out of supply even one turn is bad for it. Now here I'm going to do a little bit of hit and back off. Get ourselves back into supply. Although I could extend the supply lines that are causing me the issues. Let's say we move this guy up. And we hit this guy to finish him off, although that wasn't the best move. Move this guy back just so that we hold on to the river crossing. Not sure what we're going to do just yet. Linking up makes a certain amount of sense. So if I move here, then I move up here, link these two, we get him in supply. That's good. Fortunately, my odds of doing damage there are still pretty bad. Wonder why. Maybe the woods or something. 2-to-1 odds all across the board. I almost feel like this one spot is actually causing me issues. Fortunately, yeah, the train is just so heavy. Yeah, I didn't make as much ground as I would have liked down here. But, you know, with all the woods and everything, I kind of thought this front would be slow going. Now the supply is really hurting me. Now, I'll think about what I'm going to do as far as extending that supply line. I think the turn to extend our supply lines is not this turn. Which of my supply was just, you know, a tad better in this scenario, but fortunately, it is not. Okay. Well, I think that's all we can do for this turn. Go ahead and end the turn. See what happens. Gonna move up on me. That actually helps a bit. You did cut me off from the rail, so that actually may cause me all to be out of supply here. Yep, that sucks. That's why I tried to wipe this unit out. I will kill him and get that over with. But now this guy's going to be in not the best situation. This is the turn we're supposed to capture this thing, too. How were you not cut off from supply? I guess it's not enough of a severing. Well, now everybody should be in supply just fine, and just that one movement cost me a bit. Finish this guy off. Alright. Airstrikes. I think we hit him with here again. Okay. Do I have any engineers? That was my engineer. I shouldn't have used him there. Alright, let's see if we can still do damage. So bad? Okay. I definitely want to capture that objective. I'm just trying to see what we got going on. This guy can't attack because of the cut off from supply, so that sucks, but what can you do? Take a look at our terrain. So we really don't care what's across this river. I'm not sure why we would want to attack these guys at all. I mean, maybe we can connect the rail line. I'm not really sure. Alright. Well, do this thing. We can hit you for 2 casualties. Got you breached. The infantry move up this way. Mine's still good. That would be horrible casualties for me, so let's not do that. Good. Again, casualties would probably be horrible if I attacked. I'm just moving up. Get my man a little closer. On to the objective. You know, honestly, they can't get to the objective, so you know what? We'll just ensure that their supply lines are cut over here. There's no way that in hell this guy's getting supply now. Just to do it, I'm just going to walk on that space, and we're going to use that to get on there. We got that objective in time. The problem is we have to do this objective and this objective next turn, which I'm not sure I can pull off. I'm going to try, but I'm not sure I can pull off. I also have to possibly extend my supply lines. That guy's cut off from supply, which is good for me. I don't know if I... might be able to wipe this guy out. Let's try and weaken more of these units. Guy's in the woods, though. Off. I'm gonna hit this guy. Good. Flies a lot better here because we have that link now. We just need to make sure this guy doesn't come out here and capture this river line. This guy's in my way, so let's hit him. We'll hit you just to maybe get you to retreat. Not, well, we'll just hold the line then. Well, that's where our engineer is, so we definitely want some movement there. Still there. No, you're not. Bye. All right. Have you move this way. Not in supply. I may extend that supply line just to be safe. But if we move here, we might even address that problem. Yeah, now you're in supply. As long as we can keep moving up, we'll be all right. And then we'll just hit this guy to weaken him. So the next turn, I don't know if we'll be able to pull off what we need to do, but if we're able to inflict a lot of casualties, we might be all right. It would be so easy for this guy to cut me off from supply. Well, not if I stay where I am. If I move there, I'd be in trouble. Okay, we should all be in supply. Am I ending a thing? Yeah, we're just fine. We should be able to get this objective without having too many problems. It's this one that is the main problem as far as our supply line goes. Now, if we can transfer supplies down this rail, we'll be all right. If not, well, not so all right. So go ahead and hit this guy. Now, if I expanded supply line of this location, what would that look like? Okay, so as long as I ended up near these spots, we'd be okay. So I'm going to hit this guy. Back up. Stay in supply. Move forward. Forward. Hit him. Do I risk coming in here and hitting him again? Yeah, sure, why not? We'd be out of supply for one turn. And we have a good chance of actually, you know, killing the unit in question. We may as well advance up that far. See what our supply line looks like. Okay, we've got men in position to take advantage of this. I just need to have luck on my side for that one to work out very well. Supply is still a pretty massive issue, but I think at this stage, everybody has done what I want them to do. So we have two objectives for turn 6, this one and this one. I'd say that this one has maybe more of a chance if I get a good airstrike out of it. But we'll see how that goes. I expect them to move across the river, though, and block me. So, okay. Good fighting. Not often the enemy decides to, alright, you're trying to retreat because things aren't going so good as far as supply. Finally, I feel like I can accomplish something with this unit. All this time we've been holding here, make sure the enemy couldn't do anything as far as cutting us off from supply. Maybe wasting this infantry, but if I hadn't done that, maybe we'd be in a lot of trouble. Okay, so this spot here is pretty important if we want to get this rail line. So, that being said, is it really that important? Fortunately, I can't move my tanks down to help. So it's going to be these guys pretty much left to their own devices. Well, let's see if we can get the lucky airstrike. Not bad. Reached him. Go ahead and move our guy back out down into supply. I'd say the biggest problem with this advance is that we only have one avenue of attack. I have multiple men that can do that avenue of attack. You are pretty likely to be able to get into the city. Also got an overrun. Get to attack again. Now, supply is not going to be with us, but that's okay. Got our objective. So, as I said, with a lucky airstrike, we are, we ended up all right. If that airstrike hadn't gone my way, though, I don't think I would have gotten that objective. So, that was objective number 1 for this turn. Now we have the other objective. And unfortunately, I don't think I'm getting to this. They have done a fairly good job. Now, they have a lot of weak units. They've done a fairly good job of being in my way. And the heavy train is a problem. Move here and smash this guy. This may be our avenue into that central point. So, move here. Try and smash that guy. Feel like that worked. So we've got 2 attacks here. Fortunately, my engineer is not going to be one of them. Maybe if this guy was dead, we'd have that avenue to attack with the engineer, but we just don't have that possibility. So all right, well, we'll go for it. I don't think this is going to go well. Yeah, that was pretty horrible casualties on our end. Yeah, we weren't able to drive him out. That's really where things fell apart for us, but it's okay. We can push forward for next turn, and next turn I think I'll get it for sure. I don't think it's even a question. As long as I maintain supply. Alright. Moving here is the smarter move because it keeps me in supply. Let's go ahead and smash this this unit here. Sure, I'll move all the way up in this guy's face. This guy could conceivably cut me off from supply, but if he does it, you know, it is what it is. You know, what can we do about it? Okay. And good. Alright, now up in the north. I mean, again, obviously I would have liked to have this objective. It just didn't work out. If we had another airstrike, I think that would have been it, but just a little too slow down that south. Okay, let's go ahead and move this guy down. We'll finish that guy, well, at least try to. Off. To do it with the motorized unit because we have a higher overrun chance. Okay, we didn't get what we needed, but it's okay. I'm not going to move him just yet. I may have some other things for him. You have artillery, I think. No. Oh, you're not entrenched. This other guy is, so let's go after you. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead, move into here, try and smash this guy, because he is what's in the way of being able to get in the rail line here. Now, you're now cornered, so I should be able to wipe you out. Go ahead and have our tank move up here. Manage to get that guy to back off. Capture that. And now I don't know if we're getting the supply transfer. It looks like we are. We're getting the supply transfer down this rail line. So I wasn't really sure if we could get that. But it looks like we did. Go ahead and go down this line. And see if we can hit city, because this is where we have to get next turn. So doing some casualties to it. Hey, getting a breach is even nicer. Come in here and smack this guy. No, smacking him would be a bad idea because we take a bunch of casualties. French is probably across a river. This guy's not across a river, though. He's mighty nice, and we can also cut him off. Fly, perhaps. Should be perfectly golden. As far as supply goes. As a matter of fact, there we go. So they should have no supply source now. As long as I'm able to that surround going. Right? There. All right, that's everybody. I think the possibility we're going to capture this next turn is very high. The possibility we'll capture this next turn is also pretty darn high. This one I think is a surety, though. Okay, I don't think there's anything I'm missing. Nope, doesn't look like it, so end turn. Well, honestly, with those kind of moves, I think that just made it easier for me to capture the city. Now, we don't get the brilliant victory that I could have very easily gotten. Well, I say very easy. I could have gotten. Alright. Dead. Get that objective. And fairly soon we'll have I think this taken out. He's already dead. That's it. Just to do it, though, I'm going to come over here and kill this guy. That bastard hung me up for the whole time. Okay. Yay! We got a decisive victory. We were very close to getting that brilliant victory. We just weren't able to get that one objective and the one turn we needed to. But we weren't that far off, so can't be too upset. Okay, let's continue the campaign. Now let's take a look at what we have next. So a few of the things are locked for me, but we've opened up a couple other paths. Pretty interesting. We are 7 of 13 scenarios, so we're more than halfway through the campaign at this stage. We have 1,000 prestige to use. I did use more prestige in that last battle than I got, but that's all right. That's what the prestige is there to use, is to make our chances a little bit better. Okay, so looks like if we go with this one, Kiev Encirclement, we are going to be slightly outnumbered. Not a lot of armor on either side. Infantry is going to be more what this particular battle is about. And then our other one down in the Army Group South, looks like we have no armor, but the infantry is pretty close in numbers. Now here we have 7 turns, here we have 10 turns. So let's read through both and decide on which one we want to do. I'm leaning towards the south, but we'll have to see. Army Groups South and Center have not made much progress since early August. After much deliberation, an entire panzer group is detached from the central push to Moscow in order to destroy the Soviet forces wedged between the two army groups at Kiev. Okay, that's interesting. So I almost wonder maybe if we had gotten more brilliant victories, if we would have had the Moscow one unlocked, but maybe it's just a matter of getting this battle done. And then this one down here, we have, while most Army Group South is preparing to cross the river and strength to the north, 11th Army is ordered to move towards Crimea and the Sea of Azov. Well, looking at them, I think I like Army Group South a little bit better. We're equal on numbers. It's a shorter little mission here. So we'll load that one, sure. Looks like all we have is the ability to build a bridge, which I honestly don't use all that often because outside of that one scenario where we absolutely needed to do that to link up a rail line, we haven't really needed it. I already read this description here. So, Tartar Ditch seems to be held by a single division, so slowly forcing your way into the Crimea should be possible. Use the 3rd Romanian Army and some German units to cover your left flank. Good luck. I'm going to need it if I have predominantly your Romanian troops. Okay, well, you have the possibility of getting 500 prestige, so 6 is the decisive victory. So this is not meant to be a long one. Let's take a look at the situation we've got in front of us. So we have one bridge knocked out. This is a fairly small map. We have one bridge that's solid, and we have a man already across it. Not much of the enemy is entrenched. Good. And yes, a good chunk of our force is Romanian. Which they're pretty bad, but we might be able to get something done here. We mostly have enemy infantry against us. Fortunately, the enemy cavalry is better than the Romanian cavalry we have to use. We have to get across this river to build one. Well, let's see what we can do across this one bridge. I can retreat if I need to. So could try and break this guy's entrenchment. I mean, that's what an engineer is all about, right? Again, I kind of want to move more towards the center. What are our objectives? Both are turn 4. I think driving in the center here makes more sense. So I'm going to go ahead and hit this guy in the middle. See if we can do progressive casualties to him to allow us to cross. Then maybe we can... Oh, well, that went really well. I was going to say, maybe we can build a bridge. They only let me build one. So far, I don't really have a set place to use it. Like here, we're just going to cross the river. I'll take my opportunity. Do we hit the guy that's already had casualties to him, or do we hit somebody that hasn't? Let's hit somebody that hasn't. This is where I'm not sure why one unit got weakened, the other one didn't. Okay, so I'm going to use this guy to cross the river. Can't really attack into that guy, unfortunately. Let's see if we can build a bridge now. Nope. So I have no idea why we have the ability to build a bridge. I guess maybe if we were able to cross and get guys on that, work out. So we may take heavy casualties here, but otherwise I don't really know what the point of these Romanian troops are. So I'm going to have them cross the river and try and put pressure on my opponent. Move these stronger German units into a spot where they can cross the river. Where's that bridge? It's right there. Move this motorized unit in on the other side of the bridge. Really don't want them to be able to capture the supply line. I'm going to move this infantry. Actually, let's use the Romanian infantry, because they're kind of crap. We'll use them to hold the line. Again, towards the bridge. Okay. I think that's a pretty solid first turn for us. Maybe a little on the slow side, but hey, I mean, we got some forces across the river, like, you know, driving some of them back, so that's actually not too bad. But in any case, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video here, so I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.